What's going on, guys? This is your boy Trillionaire Mac. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, this is going to be part 3 of the supply and demand series. We're basically going to be talking about how supply and demand fits in with order flow. Okay, and then we're going to be discussing what do I look for? How does a supply and demand flip look? How does a supply and demand failure look? We're going to get into all of that, okay? So yes, keep in mind what we discussed in video 1 and 2, but now I'm going to be showing you guys how to apply it to market structure. And we're going to be just using the concepts, okay? And then you guys are going to have to go apply it to your own charts and look for this to take place within your trading, okay? Now, if you are part of my mentorship program, I have plenty of examples for you all within our recorded webinars, as well as our live Monday night webinars that take place every week, okay? As well as live trading with Trillionaire Mac is going to be taking place the 3rd week in August, I believe, okay? I'll have the specific dates up for you guys within a few days, but the link should be within my description, live trading with Trillionaire Mac, okay? If you don't see it in this video, then look at a couple videos ahead of this upload, and then you guys should see it, all right? But Live Trading with Trillionaire Mac is a series where Tuesday through Thursday, okay, so 3 days a week for 4 weeks, I analyze the market with you guys. We talk about what trades I'm looking at, what trades I'm looking to get into, all of that good jazz, all right? And I basically show you guys how I trade, but we don't do a lot of teaching, okay? So it's simply just me trading the market, and then you guys are trading with me, okay? If you guys want specific teaching, information-based teaching, then feel free to join my mentorship program, Matrix Trading, down in the description below. Okay, and then if you want to see what's all a part of that mentorship program, I released a video a couple of weeks ago about what's entailed with my mentorship program. All right. First link in the description is going to be Trillionaire Mac Trades. That's where you guys are going to get my trades every single day, okay? But most importantly, you're going to be able to see examples, and you're going to train your mind to see trades like that within the marketplace, all right? Now, before we move forward, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that thumbs up, okay, and click that bell notification icon to be updated whenever I upload a new video, as well as make sure you comment how long you've been trading, okay, and what type of content you want to see me produce. So now let's get right into the video. So let's talk about supply first, right? Let's talk about supply with order flow. Okay, so supply is always going to be the main focus. So there's supply failure, okay, and then there's supply being respected. When you're within an uptrend, okay, you're expecting supply to fail. When you're within a downtrend, you're expecting supply to be successful. Okay, so now let's explain this. When I'm in a downtrend, okay, there's always going to be supply at the tops of these areas, okay, close to the highs. All right, so what I want to see price do is trade into that supply, collect supply, and then push to the downside, break structure. Okay, then I know that there's more supply right here. I want price to pull into supply, trade out of supply, break structure, right? So whenever we are within a downtrend, okay, I'm always going to be looking for price to respect supply and break structure. All right, collect supply and break structure. That is what I'm going to be looking for, something just like this, okay? When I'm within an uptrend, okay, I'm expecting supply, because remember the supply is going to be at the highs, I'm expecting supply to fail, right? I'm expecting price to disregard supply, right? Because we're within an uptrend. So if we're within an uptrend, demand has all the power. When we're within a downtrend, supply has all the power, okay? Now, how do we incorporate supply and demand with order flow? All right, now my previous video that I released before this video, this is actually going to be part 4 of our supply and demand series. Our previous video was dealing with order flow, but order flow, how I explained order flow is going to be very, very useful for you all now that we're going to be talking about supply and demand. So this is actually going to be video 4 of this supply and demand series. And then my order flow video, which is the video I uploaded before this one, is going to be, let me think, video number 3. Okay, so supply with order flow going within an uptrend is going to fail. Supply with order flow within a downtrend is going to be respected overall. All right. So now that we have supply with order flow, we'll say downtrend order flow. Now let's talk about supply with uptrend order flow. Or excuse me, demand with uptrend order flow. Demand with uptrend order flow. All right. So demand with uptrend order flow is going to be the opposite. All right, if I'm within an uptrend, I'm expecting demand to be located at the lows, right? So I'll be expecting price to trade into the lows, push to the upside, break structure, trade back down into the lows, break structure, right? So that is what I'm anticipating for price to do when we are within an uptrend and it's respecting demand. So within an uptrend, okay, demand is going to be successful. But within a downtrend, okay, demand is going to fail. So it's very, very important that you keep these concepts in mind. Okay, so within a downtrend, supply is going to be successful, right? And then within an uptrend, supply is going to fail. And excuse the handwriting. All right, I'm trying to draw with this marker. So that this is something to keep in mind. So how does demand fail? How does demand fail once price is within a downtrend? Well, it fails because there's demand at these lows right here. And what happens? Price trades through it, collects liquidity below, right? Price returns back to supply. There's demand down here. What happens? Price trades through it. Same thing right here. What happens? Price trades through it. So when we are within a downtrend, price does not respect demand. Now, vice versa, when we are within an uptrend, okay, so we're going to put this over here. All right, when we're within an uptrend, supply is going to fail, right? Because supply is always going to be at the tops of these highs. So we see this was a supply failure right here. Boom, this was a supply failure, and this right here was also a supply failure. Okay, now how do we incorporate this when we are actually looking to take trades? Okay, that's going to be the next question. So now that you guys understand the base, all right, hope you guys took notes on that because that's very, very important information. Now that you all understand the base of things, let's talk about the transition of demand to supply or supply to demand, right? So if price is within an uptrend, okay, and I'm going to just continue using my marker because it's the easiest thing. If price is within an uptrend, we know that demand is going to be respected, right? We know that price is going to trade into that demand and then push to the upside. Now, there's demand down at the bottom, and then there's supply right up here, right? So when price trades through this supply right here, okay, and the supply fails, we're going to be looking at why did the supply fail, okay? Why did the supply fail? And we're going to look for the responsible demand that is within this impulse leg that broke structure right here. Okay, so let's say you have your last bearish candle right here. Okay, that is going to be our last point of demand. So we'll be expecting price to trade back into the demand, right, in order to create an impulsive move to have supply fail again, right, with a break of structure. Now, how do we know when price is flipping? right? Like, how do we know when we're switching from, okay, demand's in charge to supply being in charge? How do we know that? Well, we know that when we see price retrace and break demand. So let's say we have demand right here and the demand fails, right? From this impulse leg. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for the last bullish candle that formed, and that is now going to be our supply that was responsible for the break of demand down here, right? And then we'll be looking for price to trade back to the supply zone, respect it. Why? Because we just broke demand, so now we have to respect supply, and then trade lower to break more demand. Okay? And then it's just flipped for the reverse, right? So let's say price, let's say we have supply right here. Okay, let's say the last bullish candlestick forms right here. Let's say we have a pivot level of supply right here, which should be from video 1 of the supply and demand series. So you guys should know what that is. If you don't, then you need to go check that video out. All right, it's going to be very, very important that you go in order. Right, so let's say this demand is disrespected. Okay, and then let's say price pushes up this way and then supply fails. Well, we have demand down here. So now we'll be expecting price to respect this demand and then continue pushing to the upside to break supply, right? So this video right here, I know it was kind of short, only 11 minutes or 12 minutes just about, but this video right here explains how demand looks within an uptrend order flow, how supply looks with a downtrend order flow, how supply looks with an uptrend order flow, and then how demand looks with a downtrend order flow. So we explained all of those, as well as we explained a supply to demand flip. All right. Now, I didn't really go over the psychology of the supply and demand flip with you guys because that's a part of my mentorship program. So I have to save some things for my students, but the information that I gave you all should be sufficient enough for you guys to hit the market, start to look for these supply and demand flips, start to look for demand with an uptrend order flow, start to look for supply within a downtrend order flow. Okay. Using all the information that I've been giving you guys through video 1, 2, okay, the previous video going over order flow, that was 3, and then this video combining supply and demand with order flow, 4. All right, if you guys do have any questions, like I always say, drop it down in the comments down below, okay? Or click on that Telegram link to contact me on Telegram or Instagram link to DM me on Instagram. I love hearing from you guys. I had a session earlier. You guys can go on my Instagram and see these sessions within my highlights, but I had a session earlier with a YouTube family member from Texas, and I had a session with a YouTube family member who joined my mentorship program who lives in Jamaica. All right, as well as yesterday, I had a session with an individual in India, okay? And the day before that, I believe, a session with someone who watches me in Africa, all right? So if you guys are watching this video right now, I really appreciate you all, okay? And anyone else who wants to sign up for a one-on-one session, the link is down in the description below, right? I should be charging at least $1,000 for one-on-one sessions, but for my YouTube family, it's only $50 for you guys. But if you contact me on Instagram, the price will be over $1,000, like $1,250 for a full session. All right, so definitely take advantage of that. It's simply just for my YouTube family. All right, I want to build this foundation with you guys. I want to grow with you guys, and I overall want to assist you all with reaching your financial goals. All right, with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Be sure to check out the next USD CHF trade breakdown, okay, that's going to release after this video, and we are going to be giving away $100 worth of crypto from that trade itself. All right, with that being said, this is your boy Trillionaire Mac. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, and hit that bell notification icon to be updated whenever I upload a new video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.